So, Sports Illustrated, Connor Orr, posted 6 new NFL teams that would replace old NFL teams last season in the playoffs. And, ironically enough, he does have us replacing an NFL team. Who was that NFL team? Well, none other than the Cleveland Brownies. But let's go through these and kind of go through each one. So he thinks that the Jets will replace the Miami Dolphins. Now, I guess in theory, he's saying the Bills will still be in the playoffs and still be the best team or second best team in the playoffs. I'm not sure if that's how he's kind of orchestrating this, or if he's orchestrating this based on, just new teams, kind of like one-for-one replacements. But anyway, though, Jets replacing Miami. And again, like I said, I would assume this means that Miami does not make the playoffs. Again, it's a lot of interpretation here. Anyway, so the Jets making the playoffs over Miami, that's not too crazy. If Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy the whole entire season, it's very possible that this ends up becoming a thing. He said, meanwhile, Miami scares me. Its offense wears down over the course of the season, and its 4 times 100 track team is almost never effective in December. It really does. They absolutely implode when it comes to December. December football is not the Miami Dolphins sweet suit, which makes sense because they can't play in 100-degree weather. Anyway, though, he has the Pittsburgh Steelers being replaced by the LA Chargers. I agree that Steelers probably won't make the playoffs this year. I don't know if I would 100% would go as far to say the Chargers will be that team that replaces them. I mean, again, anything is possible, but that's an interesting one. Okay. The Texans won't make the playoffs, but the Colts will. I feel like there's going to be so much, I don't want to say so much hate toward the Texans if they don't make the playoffs, or not hate, but so much negative stuff toward the Texans, because they get Stephon Diggs, right? This is sophomore year for CJ Stroud. Last year he makes the playoffs. Obviously they're a brand new head coach. I don't think this will. I don't agree with this. I think that the Texans will make the playoffs, because if they don't make the playoffs, I don't know where you go from there. Because I guess you could say, well, just a tough AFC and CJ Stroud, maybe he has a good sophomore season, but it's not the greatest, right? And it's a little bit of a setback. But you added Stephon Diggs, and you added other options that made that team better. Arguably, this team this year for the Texans is better than last season. So it's and this is why, again, I feel like for the Texans here, they kind of shot themselves in the foot here, if you think about it. How they have to look at things now is that, it's D'Amico Ryan's first year, right? They're coming off a rebuild. They got the 2nd overall pick in the draft for a reason. They end up taking Will Anderson there, and then they take CJ Stroud with the 3rd pick. But still, I think it's Flipperoo right there. But still, they set the principle, okay, now we're a playoff team. We went from a potential rebuild to now we're a playoff team. And then if you go from that to not a playoff team, it's that, culture you're trying to build. It's that, set stone you're trying to build. And I feel like there would be a lot of just negativity toward that. But anyway, though, Colts overtake the Texans, okay? They think we're going to overtake the Brownies. Very possible. We're going to make the playoffs 100%. I could see the Browns making a 7 seed or a 6 seed or something like that. Again, they have a good roster. They really do. Chicago makes the playoffs over Dallas. Okay, now it's delusional. I'm not saying that Chicago cannot make the playoffs. I think they can make the playoffs. But to say they're going to make the playoffs over Dallas, I don't know if I agree with that. Dallas is a quite interesting team. The regular season, they're like Peyton Manning. Okay, in the regular season, Dallas is like Peyton Manning. Once they get to the playoffs, they're like Lamar Jackson. So I don't know if I would 100% agree with this. I think there is a team that they could replace last year in the playoffs, maybe like the Buccaneers. I don't think the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to go their typical 11-5, 11-6, and then they're going to get knocked out first round. And then they have the Saints replacing the Bucks, which I think this is actually logical. I think the Bucks will make the playoffs, but that NFC South, it's such a crapshoot. I'm not going to argue against the Saints. Honestly, I could flip a coin when it comes to who's going to win the NFC South. It could be the Falcons, it could be the Saints, it could be the Bucks. Yeah, not the Panthers. I don't think the Panthers, but I think everybody else has a really good shot of winning that NFC South. So I don't think that's that crazy to say. But overall wise, this one I could see. I feel like we're stretching here. We're stretching. We're doing like the pacer test. I disagree. Yes, but I think we could also replace another team as well. No. And yeah, probably. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.